Hey guys, welcome to another edition of our Elite Thoroughbreds online newsletter. This month we'll be interviewing Gary Portelli. Of course, he's our trainer here at Elite Thoroughbreds and has been so for about 10 years now. Gary will be discussing his season to date. Of course, big wins with Rebel Dane, Tester Shadow and She Will Reign. And he will be talking about his current crop of babies coming through the system. Of course, that's the very exciting part about being an owner and more so being a trainer. You just never know what sort of talent you've got amongst these new babies coming through. So Gary will touch on how that's all going as well. We will also be talking about our horse to follow. This horse has been the subject of a couple of newsletters in the past, and he stuck his head out for a win the other day, and he's certainly a horse on the up. Of course, we'll show you replays of his last start win. And as we usually do, we will touch on how all our yearlings are travelling to date. They have come through the breaking in period now and are currently spelling. So we will go through those particular yearlings of ours and how they're standing up to the process so far. So first, let's kick it off with Gary's interview. I popped into the stables only today, and I asked Gary to talk about how his season has gone to date and his new crop of babies coming in. It was very interesting. Of course, we know that the stables had a massive season, and we asked Gary to basically go over what it's been like for him over the 2016-2017 racing season to date.
Well, this year's been an unbelievable year for Portelli Racing. We've had a stack of winners. I think we've got 30 odd winners so far for the season. Over $5 million in prize money, so we're keeping all of our customers happy and punters alike. So it all started off with Rebel Dane last year at around about November. He won the Manikato Stakes, the Group 1 Manikato, at about 80 to 1. Was quite a shock to most people, but we were pretty confident he'd run well on the day without saying he'd win. But he got away with a fantastic ride from Ben Melham, slipped up along the inside, and he got the money. It was a great win. Got us an international invitation. We were able to go to Hong Kong with him then, and whilst he wasn't a greatest of chances, it was a great trip for our owners. Not many owners that get a chance to own a horse at this level get an invitation to go to Hong Kong, so we took it with two hands. We had a fantastic trip over. We had no luck during the race. The horse was beaten about 3 lengths into about 7th position, but it was just a fantastic trip for us all. It was one of them once in a lifetime type of things. So that was what would you say, that was a monumentous part of our training career at that time of the year. And it's funny how things happen and open doors, because we had Ben Melham booked to ride Rebel Dane in the Manikato. I'd never used him before, and when we were invited to go to Hong Kong, he came up to trial Rebel Dane a couple of weeks before we flew over, and while he was at the trials, he was able to throw a leg over two very good horses, and one being She Will Reign and the other one being Single Bullet. And we all know the history there. She went on to win the Silver Slipper, the Golden Slipper. He went on to win the Pago and got into the Golden Slipper. So it's amazing how things happen, and one thing leads to another. So otherwise, I'd reckon if Ben hadn't ridden Rebel Dane in the Manikato, then there's no way in the world he would have been on She Will Reign. So it was a great year for us all, and it started off a good association with Ben. Also going into the Magic Millions this year, we went up with 4 horses, and we had a great time up there. We took every year we seem to get a team together for the Magic Millions, and this year was no exception. We had one in the Magic Millions 2-year-old, which was a lady syndication. He ran 3rd last and actually still picked up $100,000 for his effort. On the day we won the $1 million Magic Millions Cup with Tester Shadow. It was a fantastic effort. He was about 33 to 1. It was a fantastic ride by Deanne Pena. She only had one ride on the day. She's an apprentice. But this horse goes so well for her, and she's won a few races on him now by leading. Well, in this case, in the Magic Millions, there was a lot of speed on. She took a beautiful sit behind the leader. She put him into the race at the right time, and she was strong at the finish, and we won by a nose. So that was a fantastic performance from Tester Shadow. just after Christmas, and obviously then things rolled from there, and we had a fantastic autumn carnival. Finishing on 2017 racing year has been a fantastic year for Portelli Racing and Elite Thoroughbreds. This year we had 20 yearlings go through our stable, and of the 20, 9 of them have won. 3 wins at group level. One of the fillies, a beautiful filly called Sebring Express for Elite Thoroughbreds, was very unlucky not to win a group race. Unfortunately, we had a situation where the jockey lost a stirrup at the 200 metre mark, and I'm sure she was about to put herself in the race, and she was a $60,000 yearling, so just goes to prove that you don't have to pay a lot of money to be competitive at the top level. And this year I think we've bought just as nice a bunch of yearlings, if not the best bunch of yearlings we've bought in a long time. We've got yearlings by Fastnet Rock, Medaglia Diora, Piero, Testarossa and Eurozone, and of them 5, they're at the breakers now, and the breaker is absolutely in love with every single horse that's gone through. Beautiful, shaped horses, very easy horses to work with. They move well, and very intelligent bunch of yearlings. So we're looking forward to seeing these babies come through our system and add to the winners for 2018.
So there you have it, Gary Portelli talking about his season to date, some of his big wins there, including our very own Tessa Shadow, who won the Magic Millions Cup over 1,400 metres for us in January, $1 million race. Amongst many other big races he's won this season. We wish Portelli Racing the best of luck, obviously. As I mentioned, Gary trains all our horses. He's heavily involved in the selection of our horses, and success for him is success for us and our owners. Now we will move on to our horse to follow. This particular horse won at Gosford. It was his second start. He should have won his first start, but this fellow is quite green, probably a bit of a slow learner. His first start at Hawkesbury, he should have won by a couple of lengths, but he didn't want to take certain runs, and he really didn't know what he was doing. It was no different this time around. However, his ability shone through, and he was just simply too good for his opposition. His name is Vincero. He's by Stratum. He's a 3-year-old. He was only bought for $60,000, but you know, we've always believed this horse has got a huge future ahead of him. You'll see here, when watching the replay, that he does everything wrong. He misses a start. He's 4 lengths behind them. He's got to come around them heading to the home turn, and he just proves too good, despite the fact that he runs right off the track. Brenton certainly does his best to keep him on the track. He's got the whip in the left hand, but at that point the horse is jaw locked, and he really couldn't steer him, and you'd imagine how difficult that would be for a big 600 kilo horse like Vincero when running at that sort of pace. So we'll show you the replay. Here he is, Vincero, winning his last start at Gosford.
20 now, Vincero. He's drawn out a little bit. They're all set. Off and racing, Vincero not that well served at the start. He drifts back to be last on settling down. Yays and nays off the inside gate will be prominent early. Also showing speed, Corley and Bacasia is outside of those in the early part as they put the 750 behind them. Lux a chance on the rails, a mate going a fraction keen, and Vincero patiently ridden. He's 2 lengths away last of all. They go off the back straight now up past the 600 metres, and Yays and nays used that inside gate to a nicety. Strode through to lead by 3/4 on Bacasia, a mate doing work 3 wide. Vincero gets onto its back. Lux a chance the inside, and Corley dropped away to be last. Up before the turn at the 350. Yays and nays the leader from Bacasia, a mate. Vincero with momentum, then Lux a chance. They straighten up at the 200. Yays and nays given full bore now. Bacasia looming up. Vincero running about under pressure. Then a mate. 100 to go. Vincero. Well, he's as green as grass, but he's hit the front from Yays and nays. Will he throw it away? I don't know. Geez, very, very wide out here, Vincero. You'd like to think he might have still won it, but I tell you what, if he hasn't, you're stiff. Yays and nays and Bacasia just there on the rails, followed by a mate, Lux a chance, and Corley last. Boy, I think he has won here, Vincero. Will we get him in the camera? That's the next thing, because he's on the outside fence. Boy. Avdallah pulled the stick through. That didn't make any difference.
So there you have it, guys. That was Vincero's win at Gosford. As you can see, he does do absolutely everything wrong, does his best to throw away the race, but he just has too much ability, and no doubt he's going to be a very, very competitive horse in town once he starts doing these little things right. So we're all looking forward to seeing how far Vincero can go, and again, congratulations to his connections on that win. Now on to our yearling to follow. As some of you may have seen, in place of last month's newsletter, we did put out an open day video. We had an open day last month at Gary Portelli's stable, and we did float out the babies and had to have them paraded there on the open day. They all did a sensational job. To me, a couple stood out as far as progression goes, physical progression, and one of those was certainly the Medaglia Doro filly. She's out of a mare called Cosnip, who's by Snippets. She was a winner of 4 races. This filly is a half sister to Beachfront, who is a 6-time winner and stakes performed mare. So the mare's certainly done the job so far. And the way this filly held herself on the open day was just quite impressive to me. Physically as a type, she's a beautiful horse. She's going to make a nice 2-year-old and a sensational 3-year-old. So we will finish off with some footage of her at the open day. Thanks for watching this month, and hopefully we'll catch you again come our next newsletter.